What's up, millionaires? In this video, I'm actually going to demonstrate with one of the pros at Call Tools how to use a power dialer, or in other words, an auto dialer. This dialer can do up to 30 times the dials in an hour that you would be able to do manually. Now, the reason that's important is because if you have 100 people on your list that you need to follow up with, it could take you hours. This tool is going to show you exactly how to cut down on the wasted time in between dials and also increase your conversions by leaving voicemails and text messages. So stay tuned until the very end. Make sure you watch this video. And if you know anyone else out there in the real estate industry, they're an investor, they're a commercial multifamily investor, they're a lender, they're an attorney, this tool will work for you. It'll absolutely 10x your business. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the flip side.
I'm with calltools.com, and I believe a lot of you are in the real estate space doing some investing in wholesaling. We've got a great tool to really help you maximize your calling efforts. So yeah, excited to show you guys the platform, and you know, if at the end any questions, I'm going to be happy to answer those. But yeah, hopefully you guys like what you see, and you know, we can do some business together, help each other grow.
Awesome. So we are recording. In a second, I'm going to go over, and I have to jump over and share this to our Real Estate Property Warriors group. But again, right now, what I want to do is I want to make sure that you guys stay into the very end of this video. So anyone that's on this, if you're sharing this video, go ahead and for the first 5 minutes, we're just going to be sharing this and posting it to some different real estate groups. A lot of you guys are already members of the Real Estate Property Warriors group, where we have about 1,300 members in there that are actively investing in real estate. And also they're either lenders, insurance agents, realtors, wholesalers. It's an amazing group. If you haven't already checked that out, we're going to pop the link over there in the chat, and then also onto the Facebook Live. Again, if you're watching this live, leave a comment. Let us know where you're from, because right now we have investors that are all around the country, people that have been doing this for multiple years. I would say there's probably over 100 years of experience just in the small group of people we have now, and it's going to get even bigger. And again, as a way to encourage you guys to stay to the end, I'm going to be giving away one of my ebooks, 4 Steps to Finding Your Next Investment Property, for free. I'm also going to give you guys a link for my Buy It and Flip It book. So I'll give you guys that. And I think we're going to even have some more bonuses at the end. I think Walter, the real estate mentor, is going to share some stuff with you guys. So I definitely want to encourage you guys to stick to the end. Like I said, just make sure you're sharing this into groups. And we are going to jump in here. I'm going to leave it over to Chase. Chase, do you want to start this demo off and just tell us what Call Tools is about and how we crush it using Call Tools?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. And again, Mitch, thank you so much for having me on today. So really excited to show you guys what all Call Tools is and what we have to offer. So we work with a lot of investors, wholesalers, various masterminds, coaches, influencers. Really excited to work with the Property Warriors now. And I'm going to show you guys a tool to really help you maximize your calling efforts. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And now you should be able to see our homepage here. I'm on the Call Tools website. So can you see that, Mitch?
Yeah, I can absolutely, Chase.
Okay, fantastic. So with Call Tools, we're a cloud-based predictive dialing software company. We've been in the industry for 15 years. We use all tier 1 US-based carriers like Verizon and AT&T. So call quality is going to be crystal clear with no delay. A lot of clients in the real estate space, you know, are generating a majority of their deals via cold calling these days. It's all about getting people on the phone. So we've developed a system that's going to help you maximize your calling efforts, talk to more people with less downtime in between calls. So with our system, instead of dialing one number at a time, you can actually dial up to 10 numbers at once while getting connected to only live answers. So instead of dialing one number at a time, getting voicemails, busy signals, no answers, disconnects, we've developed a system that's going to basically bypass all of that and connect you or your agents only to live answers. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in to our system and just walk you through the platform. And yeah, hope you like it. So when you get set up with us, we'll provide everyone their own username and password, and we'll go ahead and sign in. There's two parts to our system. There's an agent dashboard and a manager account. So some of you may employ callers. Maybe you have virtual assistants overseas. Maybe you want to do the calling yourself. So we'll give you admin access to come in and upload leads, create campaigns, manage your caller ID, set up your inbound call tracking. So this is the admin account here. But before I go over that, really just want to show you the cool part of our system. That's the calling system in itself. So up at the top right, it says Agent Dashboard.
You are now connected to the predictive dialer.
So you guys might have heard that. It says you're now connected to the predictive dialer. Up here at the top left, it says connected to predictive, phone registered, not in campaign. Over here on the right side of the screen, we actually have a built-in soft phone. There's no downloads needed. All you do is log on, get your agent to put their headset on, and they're pretty much good to go. Down here, you can see I have some campaigns set up. So ultimately, a campaign would be your phone list that you upload. So get a list, get it skip traced, load it into Call Tools. And then from the campaigns, you just join a campaign. It's going to start dialing, and as soon as someone picks up, this is what you would see pop up. So here's what the contact card, so this is what your agent would see as soon as they get on a live call. So over here, I can see the prospect's name. I can see their property address. Over on the right side, you can see I have a script. Hi, I'm looking for Antonio. My name is Chase. I'm sorry this is out of the blue, but I was calling about a home I believe you own at 11059 Northwest 45th Street. So you got the script for your agent to follow along. We have the Zillow link, so you can hit that. As long as the address is on Zillow, it would pop up. Let's go ahead and just skip to the next one and see here. And there, bam, we got the Zillow link. I see you have a 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom home. Is that something you thought about selling or be open to an offer on? Go into my pitch, start to qualify them. So as I'm on the call with them, I could type up notes in this section here. And then there's a few other cool things too. Over here, we can send out emails. So let's just say I had someone that said, yeah, we're interested in an offer. You can set up an email template to be auto-delivered. For example, hey, first name, so it auto-fills with the name. Thanks for considering a cash offer on your property at, auto-fills with their address. Our team will review all information and reach back out to you within 24 hours. So you could set up some email templates to auto-deliver based off of the outcome of the call. You can schedule callback appointments. You can pick an appointment day, pick an appointment time, and then you can also pick an appointment type. And then you can also link this up to a Google Calendar if you'd like. So the whole idea is you call your leads, you qualify them. If they're interested, great, type up some notes, disposition the call. After every call, you have to disposition it. Yes, wants offer, not interested, maybe, callback. You customize those. And then based off of the disposition, we can also have it trigger emails to go out to your prospects. We can have notification emails coming back to the managers like, oh, we have a new interested lead in an offer. Bam, you get an email notification automatically. We can then push over to another CRM. So a lot of our clients are utilizing Podio and other CRM platforms. We do have an open API, so we can integrate with just about anything for you. And yeah, after the call's dispositioned, let's just say appointment set, there'd be a save and resume button, and I would click that, and then I'm going to go back to calling. So the idea is it's going to dial multiple numbers at once. As soon as someone picks up, their information pops up. You go into the pitch. After the pitch, you disposition it. If you'd like to type up some notes, and then you hit save and resume, and it'll go back to calling. So another cool thing about our system, I know a lot of you may be utilizing Mojo, which is a triple line dialer. Our system's also set up for inbound calls, which they're just strictly an outbound dialer. So I'm just grabbing my cell phone here, and what I'm going to do is just do a phone call. And let's just say someone happened to call you back on one of your tracking numbers. So now I have an inbound call coming in. I can go ahead and click to answer that. And now I'm on a call with that prospect, and I have their information. I can go right back into my pitch. You can label the numbers too, so you can know where the call's coming from. So some of you may be doing some advertising, maybe some Facebook ads, maybe some Google ads. you can track those calls with a caller ID from our system. And then over here, we do have live transfers. So if you have anyone that wants to, hey, I got a hot one on the line, they want to transfer them to you, you can go ahead and do a conference call or an unattended transfer. You can have some preset transfer destinations. So some of our clients will do live transfers. And then after the call is done, again, we just end the call.
Connected to the predictive dialer.
You disposition the call, and then you just hit save and resume, and you're back to calling. So some other cool things about our system. A lot of calls, unfortunately, they won't pick up on the first call attempt. I think it's about 85% of dials don't get picked up on the first attempt. That's why you want a system that can dial multiple numbers at once, but you also want a tool that can do voicemail drops and text messages. Texting is really king these days, so with our system, we can upload an audio file, have that dropped on answer machines automatically. We also have the ability to do texting directly from the platform. And the cool thing about the text messaging feature is you can also automate it to send a text message based off of hitting like a voicemail. So it does a voicemail drop, and then, for example, you can see, hi, I'm looking for first name. My name is Chase. I was calling about a home I believe you own at, and it fills in with the address and city. Actually looking to buy a home in the neighborhood and wanted to see if you thought about selling or would consider an offer. So you can set up a template, bam, it fires that off if you're not connecting to live calls. And of course, those that pick up, you're on a live call with them. If they respond, I have their responses up here, and I can have my agents just go in, open the text message, open up the contact card, go back into the pitch, type up some notes, and from there, they're good to go. A few other things over here at the top right, I could put myself in certain statuses, available, not available, at lunch, and on break. So if you have an employee, you want to be able to track what they're doing. We have detailed reports on all of that. And over here on the left side, there's a few other cool tabs. One would be the internal contact search. So you can go ahead and search for leads if you had to pull them up. Over here, I can review my recent calls. I also have access to the call recording. We include call recording free of charge. Over here, I have my appointments tab. So if I had some appointments scheduled, they would be right there. I'd also get a pop-up notification when I have a callback appointment. Voicemails. You can set up as many voicemails as you'd like on our platform. You can have like a general mailbox and give permission to certain agents, or you can have individual voicemails for each of your callers. And then over here, we have a leaderboard. This is pretty neat. Some clients will have multiple agents. This will allow the reps to see who has the most calls, the most talk time, the most appointments set. So now you can create some friendly competition amongst the team. And then there's also the ability to set up opportunities. Now, most clients will actually utilize the opportunities inside their CRM, but this would be more so for the clients that, hey, we just want to use the dialer and we want to use your internal CRM. So you can do like different stages of where you're at in the process with these leads. But again, a lot of clients will usually just push them over to their standalone CRM once they get to that point. So that's pretty much everything for the agent dashboard. The main thing we want to hit on is it's a real user-friendly platform. Once your list is uploaded, once your campaign's created, just log in, put your headset on, and get ready to talk to people. So beyond this, now what I'm going to do is transition over to the manager account. So we'll go over here to the top left. We'll go to the manager dashboard. And this is really where it comes down to like setting up your account and just kind of having things set up the way you would like to. These 6 icons at the top left navigate our system. And there's campaigns, CRM, PBX, support, account, and reports. First thing I just want to show you guys real quickly is our support tab. So with our system, there's a lot of capabilities. We actually have a training video library. We have like 20 individual training videos. So you can always come in and watch those if you need help setting something up. You could contact our support team. It's all in-house US-based. You can also reach us by phone. And then down here, we actually have a live chat. So we have a live chat to help you out as well. Now, if we go over here to our training videos, we've already gone over that. Now, next thing I'm going to do is go to our PBX section. So the PBX section is where you're going to manage your phone numbers, your caller IDs. What are you displaying on outbound calls? So some of you may use CallRail, or maybe some guys have Google Voice, or you have a phone number you want to display on your outbound caller ID. You can come in here, click Add Caller ID, put in a phone number, put in what you would like to display, and then save it. Now that caller ID is good to use. Now with calling these days, when a caller ID gets burnt out, if you're using one number, you may notice that your caller IDs can get flagged and start to show up as scam likely. And when that happens, your answer percentages drop drastically. We've actually developed a tool that's built in where you can check to see if your number is flagged as a robocaller. So in the instance your caller ID gets flagged, it starts showing up as scam likely, our system will email you and let you know, hey, this caller ID is flagged, swap it out, get a fresh number. Now, for those of you that don't have phone numbers, you can actually come into our system and purchase individual numbers. You can see here I have a bunch of caller IDs that I use personally, but I could come in here, purchase a local caller ID. I can get a toll-free number, a local number, some SMS-enabled numbers. So I would come in, get a local SMS-enabled number. I would search the area code of my choice, and then from there I can purchase a number. Our local numbers are $2 a month for a standard local number, or $3 if it's an SMS-enabled number. And then we charge $0.015 per text message. But you can buy a number through us, and with that being said, now you can set up the inbound calling features. So in this settings, you would say, hey, if someone calls back, I want it to go to a calling queue, I want it to go to a voicemail, ring to a specific agent, into a campaign, forward to an external phone number, like maybe your cell phone. And then there's also the IVR capabilities, so it's like an auto attendant. So what I like to do is set up individual calling queues. And for example, for demo purposes, I have a Google AdWords queue, I have a Bandit sign, a Craigslist queue, a ringless voicemail queue, and now I can actually see all the calls that are coming in. And you can also set it up so you can say, okay, I want these agents to actually be able to receive the calls. So if you have multiple reps, you can pick who you want to receive these inbound calls. And if they don't pick up within so much time, where do you want it to go? To a voicemail, to an IVR, to an external phone number. The IVR is really cool. This is like an auto attendant. So a call comes in, it would play an audio file. Maybe you'd say, hey, thanks for calling. If you're interested in selling your home, press 1. If you're looking to buy a home, press 2. If you want to get removed from the calling list, press 9. So you can set up that phone tree on our platform, and now you can start to route the calls. And this is really good for qualifying inbound callbacks, because when doing a lot of heavy dialing, you'll probably get a lot of callbacks, people calling you, hey, why are you calling me? Now you can use something like this to really screen out the people that might not be interested. So we got the phone numbers, we got the caller IDs. Here you'd set up your voicemails. Again, you can set up as many voicemails as you'd like. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for setting up your caller IDs. Next thing that you would want to do is create a campaign and save and attach your list. So campaigns are over here. So this is a quick overview of your calling campaign stats. So as you upload lists, you create campaigns. As a manager, I can come in and see the total dials, the live calls, the voicemails, the busies, the no answers, the failed, the no routes. I'd see my agent connect. So, you know, you do 1,000 dials, maybe you have 100 connects. Now you can see like, oh, what happened to these other, 900 dials that went out? So you get all of those details right there. If I want to create a campaign, I can just come in here, do like an express setup. I just title the campaign. I pick a caller ID. Now with our system, you could have multiple caller IDs and it can do a local match. So if you're targeting multiple markets, you can actually set up a caller ID in each market. Now you can get virtual, target other markets, still get very high answer percentages. You could set up your scrubbing options. We offer federal DNC scrubbing. A lot of litigators tend to be on the federal DNC, so if you want to protect yourself, you can utilize that scrubbing option. And we have these redials. Now, the Redial templates are really cool. I'll show you guys that in just a second, but that's basically to automate auto callbacks for leads that aren't picked up. Attach a script if you'd like to turn on call recording, and then you can just do save and attach leads. And your phone list just needs to be in an Excel spreadsheet, and then you can click to upload. And then you have the scrubbing options as well. Do you want to scrub the federal DNC? Do you want to scrub your company DNC? And then once that's uploaded, you turn your campaign on, you hit play, and it's good to dial. Now the Redial Templates is something that's really neat. This is kind of setting up a workflow. So a lot of times, again, you won't get a live answer on every call attempt. So you can set up some rules like no answer first attempt. You know what? Let's call it back in 30 minutes. No answer second attempt. Let's send a text message, and you pick a template. And I can do that for busy signals, voicemails, failed calls, abandoned calls. So now every lead's getting hit maybe 2 times a day, 5 times a week, 6 times over the course of the month. You set up the rules the way you want it. Our system just kicks it back into the queue to get dialed. That way every lead gets dialed. So moving on beyond that, once you have your Redial template, that's just assigned to the campaign, and then it's basically following those rules. And then from there, your agents are pretty much good to go. So that would be kind of the things to do. Set up your caller IDs, set up your inbound call routing, create a campaign, upload a list. Now, a few other cool things about the system. If we go to the CRM section, dispositions. You can customize your dispositions. So that's like your call outcome. After every call, you have to disposition it. You can go back and look at call recordings, view certain reports based off of dispositions. We do have the built-in connectors. So this is like the Zillow button, the Google Maps, ePraisal, and there's other tools that we can integrate with as well if needed. Custom events, this is some more like workflows that you can set up. So based off of the disposition, you can have it send an email alert to a manager, drip the lead into a new campaign. So sometimes clients like to have yes, no, maybes, and then it moves the lead to a different campaign based off of the disposition. You can do that. You can have an email go to the prospect. You can post to a webhook or auto-deliver a text message. So some other cool workflows. And then over here, we have web leads. Some of you may have advertising on your website, or maybe you're doing some paid ads. You can set it up to post those leads directly into our system, and it can pop up for your agent, new hot lead, and they can click to call that instantly. And then we have some integrations, which we do have an in-house integration team. Anytime you need assistance, you just email integrations@calltools.com, and we pretty much do that for you free of charge in most cases. And then lastly, we have some reports. So just to skim over reports, call logs. Every call that goes out would be in the call logs, and you can search by the agent dispositions, by the call duration, by the call type, inbound, outbound call, by the campaign, by the phone number, and then you have the call recordings. You can also pull up the contact card for those leads, go in and review them. You can export all of this stuff. Phone list stats, maybe you want to see which phone list you're getting the most deals on. So you can see your dials, your answered, your no answered, and stuff like that. Agent disposition breakdowns. It'll break down a percentage of your agent's dispositions, so you can see they're interested, they're not interested, and so on and so forth. It'll just give you a breakdown on that. And then we have our agent disposition. So this one's actually really cool, the live agent report. This goes back to if you're hiring a virtual assistant, maybe someone to do calling for you. I have 2 screens here on my computer, so I'm going to go ahead and just log in on my other screen. And then what I'm going to do is as soon as
You are now connected to the
the
predictive
system
dialer.
updates, you're going to see every few seconds this will update, and I'll be able to see, okay, this agent's on a call now. Another cool thing is as soon as he gets on a call, now this is, sorry about that. Now this is green, so now I'm like, okay, this agent's on a call, and if I want to, I could live monitor, which will allow me to spy on them. I could whisper to the agent without the prospect hearing, or I can barge in. So just for training purposes, you can actually be listening in on your agent's calls when they're on our system. So that's pretty neat. And then we have the leaderboard, which we saw on the agent side, and then some other cool detailed reports as far as transfer reports, talk time reports, call type reports, texting reports, agent connect stats. So you can pull up reports to see like your agent's average length of call, your agent's talk time average, their post-call time average. So you're going to be able to pull reports on just about everything from within our system. And then lastly, over here, we have our agent settings, our manager settings, our FTP settings for like call recording transfers, Dropbox settings, API documentation, our audio section, and then the billing. So that's pretty much everything. I know I jammed through it pretty quickly. It's a pretty robust system. However, when you get started with us, we'll do a 60 to 90-minute welcome call and training. We'll help you set it all up. And then from there, you're good to go. And we do offer this system on a month-to-month basis. So just to kind of get you guys a price breakdown, and then I can answer any questions if there happen to be any. Our standard price is $120 a month on a month-to-month agreement, and that's per agent, per dialer. And what we're actually going to be doing for a limited time for anyone that's part of the Property Warriors, we're going to be offering it to you guys at $99 a month at a discounted rate. And Mitch actually has a link that he can share with the groups. And if you guys go through that link, we'll get you a discount. We'll help you get set up. We can usually get you set up same day, get you access to the system right away, and normally do a welcome call and train that following day. And yeah, we look forward to working with you. Hope you guys like it.
You are amazing. Like I know for some of the people that are on this call right now, they've been using power dialers in the past. I know Walter used it with his business. I've seen him, like other agents out there that just got started in this. One thing I'd love to kind of show people here. Do you mind if I steal the screen here? Would that be all right?
Please do.
Awesome,
Yeah, please
awesome.
do. Absolutely.
So first of all, I can't tell you, like, can you guys see this? We had 235 people watching this live right now. So thank you everyone like that shared this. That's an incredible audience. But the other thing I want to show you guys is how, like, I know some people are either wholesalers, they're agents, they're multifamily investors, whatever it may be. Like the thing about using a power dialer, like, have you guys ever heard of the CCIM list? These are like the highest qualified commercial brokers. So if you're like interested in multifamily, you can actually just go to ccim.com and right here, like if you just go to find a CCIM broker, whatever state you're in, right? If you're looking for multifamily properties, you can just do this search. And it'll give you, you know, there's 100 people in that Florida area that are multifamily commercial investors. You can download their contact information right here, load this into a tool like Call Tools, and you can just stay, like right here's all their information, their phone numbers, their address, everything. Like with this tool, you can dial through those names like every single week. You can send the text messages. You can drop the voicemails. Like imagine how powerful this is when you're trying to follow up with leads. Like Chase, how fast could you go through 100 phone numbers with this system?
Probably like an hour, if that. It's going to jam through it. You're just going to talk to the live ones and hit them with voicemails and texts as well. You'll jam through it easily. And
that's what I love about this tool, because like if I'm actually picking up the phone and I have to go through and I have to dial each one of those phone numbers, it's gonna take, like, just to dial and for them to pick up, I can tell you it's gonna take between 15 and 30 seconds to dial. It's way too slow. And for the agents or salespeople, real estate investors, wholesalers, whatever it is that you're doing, like in real estate or any business, if you have a giant list that you're trying to get through, I can tell you that there is no better way to do this than using a power dialer. Like, Walter, do you want to share your experience with like using power dialers in the past? I'm going to stop sharing here. I'll let you jump on there.
Yeah, absolutely. So real estate investing is all about finding the deal, and we know where they live, right? We know their address. So mailing is super expensive, and it costs, between 50 cents to $1 to send one mailer out. You have to send out like 100 mailers to get a call, or 50 mailers to get a call, and 100 mailers to get an appointment. Whereas with pulling the list, it's the same expense, but then the dialer costs almost nothing to just go and make those free calls. I used to have a strategy where I'd take 20 pennies and put them on this side of the desk. And every time I made a phone call, I'd move a penny over, right? This was manual call on my cell phone. I just dial, I'd have the penny, I'd move it over one side. I dial the number, put the next one in call. And it used to take me about an hour to do 20 phone calls, an hour. And I like actual dials. This is not conversations. It would take me an hour to get through 20 dials because you get there's so many fucking distractions when you're going through and you're doing it on your own. And so we plugged into Mojo, which is a different dialer. It's a little slower, has less options, but still a phenomenal dialer. And we'd plug in, and it changed from 20 an hour to 100 an hour, but I didn't stop after the hour. This was the major difference. Hour one, when you're doing it by yourself with just a cell phone, is a painful, devastating, like horrific hour. Whereas hour one, when you're in a dialer, is literally like, it's like, oh, wow, an hour went by, whatever, bang the next hour out and bang the next hour. And you can literally sit there for 2 or 3 hours, like goofing off on your computer, like you're just waiting for the dial to come in. And you can walk around, we put the Bluetooth headsets and we're walking around the room and we're just having a real conversation with somebody. Like somebody picks up the phone, it's like, okay, like go, back to the screen, like touch it for a second. But it's not like so much thought and so much effort. So you can do 2-3 hours banging through 200, 300 people. And that was with a slower dialer. Mitch was talking about almost double the speeds with this dialer. So just the efficiency, just the fact that it keeps you in the game, and then being able to drop the voicemail, that feature, oh my God.
Yeah.
Being able to drop a voicemail without saying it again. I have dropped so many shitty voicemails and we're like, damn, the first one was so good. Why did I just say that? Yeah. I'm reading like the stocks and I say like, yeah, I'll want to buy your house, Tesla. What the fuck? And it's like, how do you stop that? So dialer, definitely valuable. Stick to the end of this. And I'm looking at giving away a free, like 3 spots to come to our event this Saturday, 10 o'clock. So if you're interested in learning how to wholesale to build your wealth, we focus more on wealth development and building. So if you're a wholesaler looking to own a bunch of property, come Saturday, we're talking about the 80% rule, how to target the 20% that's going to get 80% of the results, 80-20. So that is free, and I'll drop that link at the end of the call. So stick around. This is good information. Thank you, Chase, and thank you, Mitch, for hosting
absolutely.
this. You guys are awesome.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, Gwalter, thanks so much for sharing that. If you guys haven't followed Gwalter, go check him out. He #RealEstateMentor. Gwalter also has a wholesaling group and an education platform. He's been in the real estate business for a long time. He's got some huge deals going on. And I love the fact that he was able to share that message. And he did touch on a few things, right? Like, look, I'm not going to tell you that there isn't other tools out there. The reason that I asked Chase to do this for us is because like I also used, some of the other systems in the past. I've used the phone burner. I've used RedX. I've used Mojo. And I'm not just saying this because Chase jumped on here. I'm saying this because like anyone that's in this business that's used any of these other dialers, once you experience call tools, it's like such a game changer. And for you guys that do know me, like, that I wrote the book Serve to Win. That I've wrote some of these other books. Like I'm on a mission, much like Walter, to help you guys with these journeys. And like I've spent the time investing in trying these other programs, and call tools is just hands down the text messaging alone. I don't know any other system out there that does that. Like the fact that you can integrate this with other like systems, like Chase, can you integrate this with CRMs like Podio? I know in the question box here, they're asking if there was an API. Is there an API integration with this?
Yeah, there is an API, and we do have a direct integration with Podio and just about any other CRM as well.
Yeah, see, and that's what's so awesome about this. Like I've used, again, if we're just going to compare Mojo to this system, like Mojo's system, I had such a hard time getting the contacts out of that into another CRM. And that's why I think like the people that are in this business that are doing it on just another level are using this tool. It's dollar for dollar. It's just so much more. There's more capabilities to this. So like Walter said, he's got some bonuses for you guys. I've shared some links to some of the other things, the 4 steps to finding your next investment property. We put that in the comment section there. The Buy It and Flip It book. you know, this book is basically how I've been able to flip 6 properties a month in multiple states. Like if you guys want that, again, it's free. You just use the promo code flip it. These are all just bonuses we want to give you guys because we want to make sure that if you're in this real estate business, that you're successful. And again, like going back to this thing, like if you're in this business and you're trying to do it manually, like there is no way that you're going to be able to keep up or compete with someone that has a tool like this, especially for the dollar. Like one transaction, if you're a real estate agent, one transaction will pay for this for a year, like multiple years. And you're going to be able to 3 to 5 times your business when you use something like this, just because of the, like Walter said, the distractions that you have. I know for me, like when I first got started investing in real estate, not even investing, but when I was an agent 6 years ago, when I first got started, and I was told to call my circle of influence, and I paid, I don't know how much it was for Bold. I want to say it's like $800 or $1,000 for the Bold program for KW. And they're like, you got to contact all these people. You got to spend an hour on the phones. And I wasn't doing the same number of transactions of other people that were in that same program. And when I asked them what they were doing, they were like, look, I'm using a power dialer. And I had no idea, right? I just got started in this business. And I'm watching these other agents and I'm like, how are you throwing up like 3 appointments a day? Like, how are you getting these numbers? And it's because they were able to follow up with these contacts much faster than what I was able to do by dialing my circle of influence or dialing one by one or following up my leads one by one. It would take me a day to follow up with 10 leads. Now I can do, you know, I mean, I can call 100 people in an hour very, very easily. In fact, a power dialer is how I was able to also find my 10plex that I bought in North Carolina. I just jumped on, I loaded the list and I just made the phone calls. And when it picked up, I spoke to the seller and was able to close that 10plex deal. So this is just one tool out there out of the 1,000 tools out there. Again, you know, whether you want to try this or not, I think it's a great program, but you really have nothing to lose if you're working through a list. So yeah.
Chase, I wanted to ask, Mitch, everything you just said is such solid information. Chase, since we have you, we got you trapped right now. We can ask you all the questions. So if we wanted to do a blast text, we still use an outside source, right? If we wanted to go blast everybody broadcast, we use an outside source. But inside the app, we can actually go and send a text right after we hang up from the conversation. And right there, we can do it right from our phone, go and send a text.
Exactly, yeah. So you're going to be able to send a text directly from the platform. And there's a few options. You can have it auto trigger based off of a call response, like hitting their voicemail, bam, it sends a text automatically. You get off a call with them, you can click to send. So you can click to send at any time. And then also, maybe you disposition the call, it can trigger a text message to go out automatically.
I love that because every time I end a call, my instinct is automatic. Hey, great conversation. Thanks for talking to me. I love what we chatted about. So if I can just come up with a generic one where it's just, hey, great conversation. Thank you for taking my call. Look forward to following up with you. Like that would be an easy one to just automatically after a close. And then if they don't answer, hey, I just left a voicemail, call me back when you get a chance, would be a solid text just to automatically go out.
Exactly. And you can set it up with a disposition. So it's like good call, bad call, cold call, hot call. Bam, it fires off that text automatically.
Like,
I love that.
I mean, how many times have you left a voicemail? Like, I know for me, if I'm really trying to get a hold of someone, like one of the things that I do is I call. Naturally, they don't pick up. They're busy, right? It's 2020. I leave a voicemail, but when I actually get up and actually send that text message saying, hey, I just left you a voicemail, blah, 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 give me a call back. It's that right, jab, jab, right hook, right? It's the follow through that actually gets them to go through. So guys, I'm sure you guys have a ton of questions. If you guys want, we'll open it up here. You guys are probably muted right now, but go ahead and unmute. If you guys have any questions, I'm going to swap it over to gallery view here. But if you have questions, just go ahead and feel free to ask the questions while we have, the team of people here. And then we'll wrap this thing up in the next 5 or 10 minutes. Is there any questions from anyone? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
I love it. They're all trying to figure out how to unmute right now.
I know. Is there a,
where is on mute?
Mitch,
I,
this is Mario. Quick
Go ahead,
question.
Mario.
What do you average follow-up? Does it take about 7 calls out of maybe 20 to actually talk to a live person? Do you call them Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays? Do you call them Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, text them Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday? I mean, I talked to a guy today. One guy said, call me next week. Another guy says, who the hell, how the F did you get my name, number, you know, that kind of stuff. So that's what I wanted your opinion since you do this.
yeah. So, I mean, it sounds like the question is how do you follow up, or what's a good sequence?
Yeah, because you don't want to be annoying, but
Right.
at the
Yeah.
same time, just because the guy said today he's not in the mood
Yeah.
next week.
So again, on Chase's system here, right, on Call Tools, what's beautiful is you can actually schedule the follow-ups, right? So based on like the response of that person, you can set that time out longer if they've replied to you and said, hey, look, I don't want to chat with you right now. And for everyone that's in sales that's on this call, like raise your hand if you know that the follow-ups is where the deals are made, right? Like, exactly. So it's funny. Someone asked me, like, how many times do you ask or get a no before you finally give up? Right. I mean, if I'm being brutally honest, after 6, I don't think I could take another rejection. But do I still follow up with them? Yeah. Like once they're in my system, until they say like, hey, do not call me anymore, I don't want to hear from you. That's when I respect it and I let go of them. But the thing is, like, I truly believe that I'm in the solution business, and I think a lot of investors that are in this would agree with that, right? The reason we're reaching out is because, if I'm reaching out to brokers, it's because I know that they get paid when they close a deal, right? So I don't think that it's annoying for me to say, let's make money together. I don't think that. If I'm reaching out to sellers and they have a situation, whether it's tax delinquent, they want to sell, they want to move, but whatever it is, like, I don't think I'm being annoying by offering them a solution or a way out. Like maybe the offer right now doesn't work, but I can tell you, like, even from experience, I owned a duplex in Pennsylvania. Sometimes they would pay rent, sometimes they wouldn't pay rent. If you called me on the months that they didn't pay rent, I would say, like, take it, and I would take a $20,000 hit on it. So every investor, every person that owns property, it's going to be different every other day. Today I had a really good day. Maybe tomorrow won't be as good. So following up. All right. So I think that it's important to follow up as frequently as it takes to get them to reply. Right. So for example, if I'm calling through a list and they do not answer, I'll probably stay on top of them for the next 2 to 3 days. And then after that, like after the third time, then I'll push them out maybe, 5 days or so. Does that help? Awesome. So what other questions do you guys have? I mean, I love this, guys. I mean, like I said, if you're in this business, and here's the thing, it doesn't just work for real estate agents, which, I mean, a lot of people that are agents that are working these lists, the top producing agents are using these tools. If you're a wholesaler and you just downloaded a list of 10,000 people from like PropStream, you can work through this list like so much faster. Like you don't have to limit yourself anymore. You can get on here and you can just throw the dialer on. And like Walter said, throw the earbuds in and you can be working on something else. And when they pick up, you can go over and you can work it. Like how amazing is that you can be generating business while doing other things? Like that's why I'm so passionate about these tools. But it works for lenders too, right? Lenders need to follow up with people. They need to follow up with agents. Like it works for attorneys. Like attorneys need to call agents and get more business. They need to yes, right? Like if you just loaded 100 agents in there and said, hey, look, I'd love to get your business. What can we do to work together? And you called them with a power dialer and it took you like less than an hour a week to follow up with these people, you're going to have a competitive advantage like over everyone else that's not doing it. Because, everyone knows that money follows attention, right? And if you have their attention, like that's just part of the game. So love it, guys. Love it.
Yeah, I got a question for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey, so like Mitch was just talking about, if I get a list of hundreds of names, rather than entering every single one of those individually, is there a way to import lists of people into call tools?
Chase, do you want to take it and
Yeah.
show them how to do it? Can you show them, or do you have a list?
Yeah. So let's go ahead and just show you real quickly here. So what you would do is you would get your list and you would get it in an Excel spreadsheet. So then you're just going to come over here. It's under the campaign section. You just go to phone list. And then what you would do is actually just click here. And then what we would do is you would just come in and you would select a list. So let's say here we upload a list. And then ultimately it's just going to ask you to map the fields. It'll just take whatever fields you want to upload. And then you just hit save. And then what would happen is it would just go ahead and upload. So right here, some of these fields may be duplicated because it has a bunch of columns on there. But let's just go in here and we'll just take some of these off. Address, bathrooms, square footage.
Yeah, and you do have to go through and map these things out, right? So on the Excel sheet, when you were doing this, like I know for me, like when I'm building my CSV list, because you can do Excel or CSV, like you have to have it at least like the name, the phone number, if you don't have that information like set up on your Excel sheet. But once you have that set up, like I don't know if you have a clean list or not.
Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, because surprisingly that one list didn't actually have a phone number. So let's see.
There it is. That one's got a phone number. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, so that one's
This
got a
is
phone
Saeed.
number. So
I have a question. So do you have to map that for every CSV file or Excel spreadsheet?
So what would happen with it is it will automatically map the fields. What you would want to do is if you go to CRM custom fields, you're going to want to add in any fields. Like our standard fields would be like first name, last name, address, city, state, zip, email. Anything else would be considered a custom field. As long as you add in the fields one time, it'll always map to the appropriate field when you upload those Excel sheets in the future.
Nice. Yeah, and that's what I love about this, right? So you're not just like adding one contact in at a time. Like I showed you guys how to download that list from the CCIM list. Like you can do that in multiple states. You can set up multiple campaigns. Like for myself, I'm investing in in 7 states right now. So, and we're actually just getting ready to go hard into Nashville because I have an Airbnb there. So like we're getting ready to start targeting that market. We're going to go after the property managers, or we're going to go after the commercial brokers, and just really tackle that market too. So I can literally create a campaign and I can change my voicemails and I can change like the follow-up scripts, like, so that way it looks like I'm in that like market, that city, that like, that's the area that I'm targeting. And then all I got to do is just jump on there and make my follow-ups. Right. So it's like, if you're looking for multifamily deals in multiple markets, like this again is one of those awesome things where you just download the list of contacts and you go in there and you can follow up with them with phone calls, voicemails, and text messaging. Like that's why, again, like if you're not using this tool for as cheap as it is, like you just don't value your time maybe. But like I don't know what it is. I mean, for me, like time is so limited, and a lot of people are frequently asking me, Mitch, how do you get it done? It's because I use software technology and I get leverage like that. So yeah, that's I guess. Anything else? Any other questions there?
This is Saeed again. Sorry, who?
Yeah, go ahead.
You want me to go after?
No, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Saeed.
Chase, I know you logged out already, but can you log in and show me the workflow for how you actually send text messages if someone does not pick up their call and you need to send a text message to them?
Yeah, so there's a few cool options about it, Syed. One thing that I would suggest doing is when you set up your account, you go to CRM, settings, SMS templates, and you create some templates. That way you have some like preset templates to select from. And for example, here's a template, and you could use custom macros that we have that'll like autofill with their name, their address, whatever info it can pull from the contact card. And then what you can do is set up either a rule. So there's a rule in our Redial rules. So if I go to Redial Templates, you can create a rule and you can say, okay, for example, if I get a voicemail on the first attempt, send a text message, and then you just select the template that you would want it to send. And then that's just attached to your campaign. So you can have different campaigns, and in the settings, there's a box at the bottom, and you select the Redial template that you would want to assign to the campaign. And that's like the rules on how you want the text to go out or the call flows. And then it'll just auto send that based off of like hitting a voicemail, busy signal, no answer, or abandoned call. Another thing you can do is if you get on a call with someone,
Now connected to the predictive dialer.
and you're talking to them, of course, you can then just click this button here if you wanted to like click to send. And the same idea, you can type up the message, or you could come in and select your template and then click to send them. And then also, if I get a respond from a text message, I could come up here. This will be in red, being that it has been unread, it hasn't been responded to. I can open it up, and I can carry on the text conversation from here. And then lastly, too, this is on the agent side. Sometimes clients will just have a lead manager that would come in from the manager account, go to SMS messages, and you can actually have someone just coming in, clicking here. They're not even on the dialer, and you can say, oh, man, I have all these in red. I can go in and just start typing and responding to these text messages from here.
Thank you, Chase.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I have a question. So as far as bringing in phone numbers, right? Is this something where I can just go create like 50 numbers on Google, Google Voice, and bring them in and use them as source numbers? And another question, it's kind of linked to this one. Can I map these numbers? So say if I'm calling in different states, say like I want my Philadelphia number to be calling from this area, or I want my Philadelphia targets to be called by a Philadelphia area code number. I want my Boston targets to be called from 617 area code, say. Is there a way to set that up like that? So I guess that's a two-part question.
Absolutely. So one, you can go in, like let's just say you have a bunch of caller IDs, like you go and make 50 caller IDs. You can upload caller IDs via like an Excel spreadsheet. So you get a bunch of phone numbers, you load those into the system. Maybe you don't want to put them in one at a time. Then what you can do is actually set up caller ID groups. And what a caller ID group would be consisted of is maybe like you have your Boston caller ID group, and maybe instead of one number, you have like 4 or 5 numbers. So you label it what you would want that group to be titled as, and then you pick the phone numbers that you want in that caller ID group. Now what you do is on your campaign, maybe you would have a Boston campaign set up. And in there, you can actually select the caller IDs that you want to use. And in most cases, what I would do is do like a caller ID group. And let's just say you had all your caller IDs in one group, every caller ID across all states. You can do like a state match. The system will know, okay, pull this number because it's a state number in that state. You can do a local match, and it'll automatically match to the exact area code as long as you have that one available. And then, of course, you can actually just come in and select the group of caller IDs you would want it to rotate through.
Okay, yeah, that's great. Just getting back, did you say I could bring in Google Voice numbers? I'm not sure if I missed that or not.
Yeah, you can bring in any working phone numbers that you have. So, yeah, you can come over here to PBX caller IDs. You can either click add caller ID, and you can just type in, like, for example, here's my cell number, and then I could put whatever I want. Maybe I just put like a city and state abbreviation. Now that's in the dialer, and it's good to use. If you have a bunch of numbers, you can actually load them up in one Excel sheet.
Okay.
Awesome.
Any working phone number you can use on our system, as long as it's your working phone number.
Heck yeah. And Chase, again, how much is this tool again? Like, just so everyone that's watching that skip to the end, like, so anyone that's watching, like this is it. How much is it?
Yeah, so our price is $120 a month per agent. But if you guys call in, we actually have a link. Make sure you reference the Property Warriors. We're going to set you guys up for 99 bucks a month to month, no contract per license.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I'm paying a little more than that for Mojo right now. So that's what a good deal. I'm paying 150 bucks a month for one agent. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And no text messaging?
No, we have the text messaging, but it's limited. It's not the same. We can't go and do the automatic like that.
Like, yeah.
We sign up.
Yeah, I would say that most of the clients that I actually sign up on a daily basis are coming over from Mojo. You know, nothing bad to say about Mojo. It's just they offer a triple line dialer. We can dial up to 10 lines. We have the inbound calling capabilities, which they don't have.
Right.
We have the texting, which is automated. Also, those voicemail drops with Mojo, I believe you have to get connected to a voicemail. Ours would just drop automatically. You're moved on to the next call. We include call recording, which they charge, I think, extra 30 bucks for.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you may be spending about 180 per seat with Mojo, where, you know, with this discount, we can get you guys set up for limited time at 99 a seat. Standard price 120. It's still it's a great value.
I love it. I'm telling you, even at, I wasn't expecting that, honestly. Like, even at 120, like, even at 150, you know, like this, the thing is, like, time, right? Like, what do you value your time at?
Right.
Because like if you're working in this business, and we can all agree sometimes dialing is painful, right? There's a lot of pain on that. If I can just limit how much pain I have by spending $100, I can tell you I will take that every single time. But not only that, like, you're also getting like more results, right? So you're limiting the amount of pain, and you're also increasing your productivity. All right, guys. Well, we got about 6 minutes left. I think that's about it. Walter, do you want to share your information on how to get those tickets to your events, or anything like that?
Yeah. So just send me an email at gualteramarillo@gmail.com, and I will send over the link for you to register. So if you just send it to gualteramarillo.com at gmail.com, I will hook you up. That is Saturday, 10 o'clock. It's an hour-long training. Mitch Durfee will be there. Mitch Jaworski will be there. I'll have Mike Shine there as well. We're going to have some power players. Drew Martin should be there with us. So we're going to have a bunch of power players who are really good at wholesaling. They know all the legal ins and outs. So we go really deep into just really making a lot more money. And this is going to be all about the 80-20 principle. Like, what people should you be targeting right now in your business so you can increase your income way more than just blast everybody, right? It's going to really improve your business. So Saturday, 10 o'clock, it is free for you. If you're on this call, shoot me an email to say, hey, just say Mitch Durfee sent me, and that should be enough. And I'll know exactly what you're getting at.
I love it.
Shoot me an email, gualteramarillo@gmail.com. Thank you, Mitch, for the opportunity, brother. I got a lot of information. Thank you, Chase.
Guys, and again, thank you so much for watching this video. I'll drop the link. It's calltools.com/propertywarriors. If you guys aren't a member of the Real Estate Property Warriors group, it's a free group. Like I said, there's over 1,300 people in there. I don't even know how much transactions we've done inside that group in the last year, but I can tell you there are multiple people inside that Real Estate Property Warriors group that did over $1 million worth of business through that group. So I love the fact that we're all there. And the best part about that group is, like, it's just full of people that are contributing and dropping value and just there to help others get started in this business, to help them get over like the hurdles in this business. And this is one of those tools that I think if you're in this real estate business, Call Tools will really 10x your business. Like I said before, we're giving away that Buy It and Flip It book. All you have to do is just go to my website, mitchdurfee.com/shop, and you can score that. Like, we're just here to help you guys. So if you could help us by sharing this video or tagging someone that you know that is in real estate, if they're a lender, if they're an attorney, if they are on the phones for sales, like, just tag them or share this video with someone, because I know it'll help everyone else. Chase, thank you so much for taking the time to share this video. And guys, thank you so much for spending the last hour with us. We really appreciate you, and I cannot wait to see you guys again. I will catch you guys on the flip side. So that's it. When you have a choice, Walter?
I always work with the best. I love it. Thank you, Mitch. Thank you, Chase. And yeah, we're building millionaires. So thank you guys. We want to see each and every one of you a millionaire. So keep going, keep grinding, keep building.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Mitch. Thanks, Chase. Thanks,
Thanks,
Walter.
guys.
Have a great one, everybody.
Thanks a lot.
Guys.